Hello, welcome back. New, amazing reissues. We talk about them. I play, of course, sound samples of them. And I want to start with an absolute highlight, from Jethro Tull, Benefit. Before we go into this amazing release, I just wanted to remind you, maybe not all of you do know, that this is the third release from Analog Production of a Jethro Tull record. We have the wonderful stand-up with this. I love to show that. I so love that. So we have the stand-up at 45 RPM, and of course we do have the UHQR, the Aqualung UHQR, which is sadly not available anymore, and hence goes for crazy prices. But Benefit is fresh from the press, or relatively fresh from the press, and so you are easily able to get that amazing prog rock folk album from 1970. It's Jethro Tull's third album. Comes here in a 45 RPM version in an like we are used to get it from Analog Production, in a wonderful sturdy Stoughton jacket. The mastering is from Matthew Luthens on the all-tube mastering console from Doug Sachs at the Mastering Lab, I guess. And it's from a flat copy tape of the UK and US original analog master tape. We get the UK version, but also with the bonus track, the Alive and Well and Living In track. So this is in a way a complete version of this all-time classic. You know, the magnitude of Jethro Tull at that time, I think, if you consider, there was this Isle of Wight festival where they did, I think, the last concert of the Benefit tour, and they played in front of 600,000 people. 600,000. I think the magnitude music had at that time is unreachable in a way. I know Lady Gaga, I think, also gave a huge concert recently in Brazil, but still, I mean, 600,000 people at a festival. Come on, that's quite mentioning. The record here is very, in a great way, very dry yet fat, and it delivers the whole power of prog rock, folk rock, and of course, and that's why I hold Jethro Tull so dear. I really do love Jethro Tull in Anderson. The flute. The flute of this guy is brilliant, really brilliant, and an all-time high in prog rock, in my opinion. And we get an amazing 45 RPM version of this record. I talked to quite some customers who bought this Benefit album, and they are also all amazed by the sound of it. Of course, there are other reissues. First, of course, comes to mind the Steven Wilson remixes / remaster, which a lot of people do love. But you get a Steven Wilson release in a way. This is Jethro Tull at its purest, Jethro Tull at its best. And to give you an idea what this record is all about, I now play a bit from the song Teacher.
Jump up, look around, find yourself some fun. No sense in sitting there hating everyone. No man's island and it's capitalism. Oh, the master's for nothing when journey. Throw my world into the sea. With me when the teacher who found fun instead of me. Hey man, what's the plan? What was that you said? Suntan drinking had lying there in bed. I tried to socialize, but I can't seem to find what I was looking for. Got something on my mind.
Jethro Tull, Benefit, Teacher. Now, before we get into the next round of Atlantic 75 editions, which we had 2 this month, Dr. John and Another Bad Company, I just want to say that the artist Dr. John, at least here in Europe, he really deserves way more attention. What an amazing, brilliant blues artist, and I'm really happy and almost proud that we already have 2 installments in the Atlantic 75 series. We got this wonderful trifold cover. It was very early on in the Atlantic 75 series. This release of Into the Right Place we saw very early, and the other one is Gris Gris, totally crazy, amazing swamp blues at its finest. Of course, I covered those records, but I wanted to remind you now that the 3rd and I think the last edition, I'm quite sure, the last edition is out now. It's Dr. John's Gumbo or Gumbo. And yeah, before we talk a little bit more about it, listen to Aiko Aiko.
Aiko, 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 ande, Giacomo fino andande, Giacomo fino ande. My spy boy to your spy boy, sitting on the bayou. My spy boy to your spy boy, almost set your tail on fire. Talking about it now, here now. Aiko, Aiko, ande, Giacomo fino andande, Giacomo fino ande. My rain, sitting on the bayou. My rain to your rain, don't say your thing on fire. We gone down the Bolashon, Aiko, Aiko, ande.
Aiko Aiko, Dr. John on the Gumbo album from 1972, and song by song, song after song, really gets you into this very special artist who delivered here on his, I think, 5th album from 1972, and the Gumbo album, the one you see here as a 45 RPM version in another gatefold, check it, I show it better that way, is amongst the 500 best albums of all time in the Rolling Stones, in this notorious Rolling Stones list. I think it's on place 403, 404. But it's in that list, and I mean, hey, not that easy to get into it, and it really deserves a place. Or let me state that the artist deserves a place in that amazing list. This reissue, this 45 RPM reissue of Dr. John's Gumbo is done by Kevin Gray, and like all of those Dr. John releases, in the Atlantic 75, I'm quite sure that you get the best, the finest sounding record that you can get on the market. Brilliant, really, really brilliant. It's hard to describe. His music is hard to describe. That's why I'm so happy now with the sound samples, so that you can get an idea. But I think the overall fan base of this guy is quite deep. The second release of the Atlantic 75 batch this month completes the Bad Company records, and it completes with Burnin Sky. Of course, we get a wonderful gatefold of this 1977 rock record, and it contains my favorite Bad Company song, the title song of the album, Burnin Sky.
The sky is burning. I believe my soul's on fire. I'm learning the key to my desire. Waiting for the band to arrive. The privilege will lie by our side. Jump the wall, hit the rock, and now you say, love you, baby, anyway. Oh yeah. The sky is burning. I believe my soul's on fire. I'm learning the key to my desire. When across the country feels it already. The handcuffs and dogs and everything.
Isn't that groovy? Wow. I really dig this song. I really do like it. And mastered from the original tapes by Ryan K. Smith, we got what we are used to when it comes to Bad Company in the Atlantic 75 series. And if I'm not totally mistaken, now we have all 4 records that we will see in the series. Last but not least, a very important album. Very important album. I will play at the end of the video Ruined. I will play the whole song, and I think this song gives you a wonderful idea of this side-by-side album by Duke Ellington and Johnny Hodges. Comes now in the Acoustic Sounds Series, and yeah, if you see the personnel, if you listen to this, is what makes those series so successful. It's a stunning record. It's a stunning mastering. Perfect, a perfect record, and of course not the Live at the Village Vanguard kind of blue saxophone colossus ballads top shelf, but below that top shelf is so much fantastic jazz music. And you know, if you see the personnel on that record, it's Ben Webster, it's Roy Eldridge, it's Lawrence Brown, Wendell Marshall, Billy Strayhorn, Joe Jones. An amazing jazz album that's really worth your while. So out now in the Acoustic Sounds series, and also the mastering has been done by Matthew Lucens again on the mastering lab. Of course, all records are plated and pressed at QRP quality records pressing, so like always on the safe side. But before we get into the song Ruined, let me have a little look out now, because I'm so happy, and of course I can't wait. And all those advertisement sheets in the records I got. Bob Marley, Rastaman Vibration UHQR 45 RPM and Exodus 45 RPM UHQR is about to come out at the end of this week, and wow, can't wait for those Bob Marleys. And also the next month will bring us 3 Atlantic 75s. It will bring us a John Coltrane. It will bring us finally the second release from Ray Charles, Killing Me Softly from. Now I have a worm in my head. Not Etta James. Killing Me Softly. Funny. Wait, now I can cut and now I can stop the video, come back, and tell you the name. Let's use technique now. Oh, I know it. But I hope I don't forget it now. But see, that's so helpful now with the ability to cut a video. Otherwise, I would have needed to do the whole video. It's Roberta Flack, of course. Damn it. Roberta Flack. Yeah, and then of course we will see quite soon a Wishbone Ash record. So I can imagine that the second batch of the beginning of the second batch of the Pablo series is not that far away. So we will see a lot of amazing stuff in the upcoming weeks. And now, as I said, enjoy Ruined on the Side by Side album.